Locusts are insects. They may seem small, but they pose a huge threat. These creatures are infamous throughout history. They are known for their devastating swarms. Locusts can destroy entire harvests. They cause famine and economic hardship. Understanding these insects is crucial. We must learn how to predict and manage their outbreaks. Locusts belong to the grasshopper family. What sets them apart is their ability to transform. They can shift from a solitary phase to a gregarious one. This transformation is triggered by environmental factors. Overcrowding and food scarcity play a key role. When these factors align, locusts undergo a dramatic change. Their appearance and behavior become drastically different. These transformations make locusts fascinating. They are a testament to nature's adaptability. However, they also make them formidable pests. Their ability to swarm makes them a serious threat to agriculture. Understanding their life cycle is the first step in tackling this challenge. We must learn how these insects breed and develop. This knowledge will help us predict and mitigate their impact. The life cycle of a locust is a story of transformation. It begins with an egg, laid by the female in moist soil. These eggs are often laid in clusters, protected within a foam-like substance. This provides a safe haven for the developing nymphs. The eggs hatch into nymphs. These nymphs resemble small, wingless versions of the adult locust. They are hungry for vegetation. They begin feeding almost immediately after hatching. As they grow, they molt. This means they shed their skin several times. Each molt brings them closer to adulthood. The nymph stage is crucial. It is during this time that locusts can transition to their gregarious phase. If environmental conditions are right, the nymphs develop into gregarious adults. These adults are built for swarming and long-distance travel. They possess powerful wings and an insatiable appetite. The transformation from solitary nymph to swarming adult is remarkable. It highlights the adaptability of these insects. However, it is this very adaptability that makes them such a formidable threat. Locust swarms are a spectacle to behold. Millions, even billions of locusts take to the skies. They form a living cloud that can stretch for miles. This awe-inspiring sight is a testament to the power of nature, yet it also signals impending disaster for farmers and communities. The trigger for swarming is complex. It is not fully understood. However, we know that certain environmental cues play a role. Overgrazing and drought can lead to overcrowding and food scarcity. These conditions trigger hormonal and behavioral changes in locusts. They become more attracted to each other. They start to move and feed as a collective. Once a swarm forms, it becomes a force of nature. Driven by a collective hunger, the locusts move across the landscape. They devour everything in their path. Their combined appetite is staggering. A small swarm can consume the same amount of food as thousands of people in a single day. The sight of a locust swarm descending upon a field is a farmer's worst nightmare. It signals the loss of months of hard work. Crops are devoured in hours. Fields that were once bursting with life are left bare and desolate. Locust plagues have plagued humanity for centuries. Accounts of their devastation can be found in ancient texts and historical records. These plagues have the power to cripple economies and cause widespread famine. The impact of a locust plague goes far beyond the immediate loss of crops. It disrupts livelihoods, destroys food security, and can lead to social unrest. Farmers invest their time, money, and hopes in their harvests. A locust plague can wipe out these investments in a matter of hours. The economic consequences can be devastating. The loss of crops also has a ripple effect on food supply chains. Food prices skyrocket, making it difficult for people to afford basic necessities. Malnutrition and hunger become widespread, particularly in vulnerable communities. The social impact of locust plagues is equally devastating. The loss of livelihoods and food security can lead to displacement, conflict, and social unrest. It can take years for communities to recover from the impact of a severe locust plague. Despite their destructive potential, locusts are not always a threat. They spend much of their lives in a solitary phase, posing little risk to agriculture. During periods of unfavorable conditions, such as drought or extreme temperatures, locusts enter a state of dormancy or hibernation. This period of inactivity allows them to conserve energy and survive harsh environmental conditions. During dormancy, their metabolism slows down and they become less active. They may seek shelter in the soil, under rocks, or amongst vegetation. Dormancy is a crucial survival strategy for locusts. It allows them to endure periods of food scarcity and extreme weather. However, it also makes their populations difficult to monitor and control. They can emerge from dormancy seemingly out of nowhere, triggered by environmental cues that are not fully understood. While locusts are often viewed solely as pests, they also play a role in the wider ecosystem. They are a food source for various animals, including birds, reptiles, and mammals. Their droppings also act as a natural fertilizer, enriching the soil. In their solitary phase, locusts can contribute to nutrient cycling and plant diversity. However, their impact on the ecosystem becomes largely negative during swarming events. The sheer number of locusts in a swarm can decimate vegetation, leaving behind barren landscapes. This loss of plant life can disrupt food chains, impact wildlife populations, and lead to soil erosion. Locust plagues pose a significant threat to global food security. As the world's population grows, so too does the demand for food. Locust outbreaks can jeopardize our ability to feed a growing population. Climate change is exacerbating the problem. Rising temperatures and changing rainfall patterns are creating more favorable conditions for locust breeding and swarm development. This is leading to more frequent and severe locust outbreaks in many parts of the world. The international community is working to develop effective strategies to monitor, predict, and control locust populations. This includes early warning systems, aerial spraying of pesticides, and biopesticides. While locusts are often seen as a threat to food security, they can also be a source of sustenance. In many cultures, locusts are considered a delicacy and are a valuable source of protein. They can be eaten fried, roasted, or ground into a powder and added to other foods. Locusts are a sustainable and environmentally friendly source of protein compared to traditional livestock. They require less land, water, and feed to produce the same amount of protein. Promoting locust consumption could help to mitigate the negative impacts of locust plagues. It could provide an alternative source of income for farmers and communities affected by locust outbreaks. Locusts are fascinating creatures that play a complex role in our world. They are a reminder of the power of nature and the delicate balance of our ecosystems. While they pose a significant threat to food security, they also offer potential solutions. By understanding their life cycle, behavior, and impact on the environment, we can better manage and mitigate the threats they pose. We must also explore sustainable solutions, such as locust consumption, to turn a challenge into an opportunity. The fight against locust plagues is a global one. It requires collaboration, innovation, and a commitment to sustainable practices. By working together, we can protect our crops, secure our food supply, and create a more resilient future.